TC-Helicon Singers Clubhouse. Gear, effects, tips and tricks. Your complete vocal experience. Oh, and Tom and Craig.
Is it done?
I think it's done.
Okay, can I do this
Yes,
now?
you can.
Finally,
Yes, you
I've been waiting for us to shoot this because it's Friday, and on Friday, a little later than now, but this is good enough. We do this.
I'll let yours do its weird bubbly thing because it has
Oh, it wasn't loud enough.
It has the
darn it.
widget inside.
Oh,
Doesn't
you
it?
can see it.
Cheers, Tom.
Happy Friday. Happy Friday to you guys, even though you're watching on Saturday or Sunday. We suggest you open a beer to watch this.
So normally we have beer o'clock around 3:30, 4 o'clock. I think it started at like 5 o'clock 5 years ago, and then 4:30,
really?
4 o'clock.
Well,
so,
they can't release us out onto the streets having had beer, so we have it earlier and earlier every week because we're interested in public safety.
What a great cover that is for drinking beer at work.
And I'm going to pretend I'm on like American Idol or something and make sure I show you my Guinness. They would show Coca-Cola.
Well,
So
how about the local Phillips brewery that we would hope would sponsor the show, and then we get more
From
free
Victoria,
beer.
BC.
Exactly. Actually, really wonderful beer.
Yeah, it's good.
What are we talking about this week, good sir?
Well, I thought we'd do a deep dive into Voice Live Touch 2 because a friend of mine, hey Les, actually has one of these.
Yeah.
And I thought it'd be fun. We haven't talked about this one yet.
Sure, yeah.
And one of the cool things about this is the fact that it has this wonderful looper. This thing is so sexy and exciting and fun. And I just wonder if the folks would like to see a couple of the finer points of looping.
Cool. And this is, in terms of looping, this is the only product we have right now that does sort of mangle your loop. So I think you're going to show
effects.
a little bit
It
of
has
that
the
kind of
loop
stuff.
effects, which are really cool, and that's what I wanted to go through because even though you probably, you're doing your sort of solo at the restaurant or something, you're not going to be doing like, you're not going to
unless you want everybody's head to be like, fine dining, and then all of a sudden, as they look up, what the heck is going on?
Yeah, people would be having like heart attacks and stuff. Okay.
All right, let's do a deep dive.
We're not supposed to say anything when that happens because it looks unpro.
All right.
Check one.
I'll start drinking.
You drink. You drink while I do this. Okay, so now you can probably see, Craig, can they see the unit? There you go. You can see my finger on the unit. So I'm just going to create a little loop. Nah, that sucked. Let's do it again. Okay, that's a little better. So what I'm going to do is, first of all, we're going to go in there and play with that a little bit. You'll see that the metronome is off, right? The key to this is having the metronome off. What I want to show you is, we can press the loop button again, and you can see at the bottom here, these are our loop effects. Right now it's set to squeeze select, which does this. Do you notice, Craig, that it's actually in time?
Yeah.
I didn't tap any tempo.
That's right.
And I don't have the metronome going. But it's, oh my God, my head just blew up. It's because Steve Evans, our engineer, in his infinite knowledge of things, he's measuring it so that we don't have to do that every time. Right? And I pressed the loop button, held that, and then touched the right arrow.
Okay, hold on. Show them again. Sorry.
Okay, I'll do it again. I'll go back to where I was. So I'll hold loop, touch the left arrow, and that's back where we were squeeze select. So I'll hold it, tap. Now we're at squeeze auto, and this is the one where it goes. Let me pick a better place.
Nice.
That's one you can always use. I mean, like when you're doing.
Yeah.
Na, 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 take those old records. Okay, you wouldn't use it for that case. But anyway, and what's cool about the squeeze auto effect is that here, this represents your loop going like this. Squeeze auto can pick something in the middle, and so I'll get. Right?
Yeah,
whereas
that's really
the other
cool.
one, squeeze select, goes only from the beginning.
Ah, okay.
Right?
Cool. I think that's a really cool little deep dive.
Oh my gosh. Quick, real quick. Don't forget the filter.
Oh, yeah. Nice. So that you just chose the filter the same way there.
Yep,
Yeah.
and the slow speed.
That one's a good one.
You notice how the loop is still staying
Yeah.
going? You're not
Yeah.
losing the groove ever? Because could you imagine if you actually slowed a tape machine down?
Right.
There you go.
I like how
That's my deep dive.
I like how you were using a very quick slow to do that, but then it came back. The typical way to slow is, okay, I'm slowing the entire song down now. And it's like, I've never heard that done on a record.
Oh, yeah,
you know. But yeah, the one, that's cool. I really like that. Okay, so something is telling me that
So much fun. I love
we
this
now
thing.
have a challenge to do bow chicka chicka. Bow, bow,
Yeah,
bow. And do, so we'll try to come up with like a Ferris Bueller episode at some point that we could do.
We should do that as an analysis of Ferris
Oh,
Bueller.
God, try to
That's
do-
for you, Les, and I expect to hear that in the next gig, okay?
Cool. So kind of leading from this into using all of our devices live, we had a question come in from, I want to say Nathan, I think it was. So I apologize if it's the wrong name, but basically it was,
Howard.
Can you explain to me a little bit better how I can order presets in the box to use them efficiently at a gig? And my response was yes, and then I'll show you on the show because it's a lot easier to show here. So we're going to flip into the community chest now. And then we're going to come back to this screen here. So pardon me for looking over to my computer a little bit with Tom here, but we've got VoiceSupport up. So if you haven't got VoiceSupport, you can get it at the TC-Helicon website. And it's the program that we use to update firmware, which all of you should usually do to your devices. We actually tend to add a lot of junk into the products over time.
And great features, too.
Well, no, but junky features, like things you don't want. That's what. Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
So we update the devices as we go throughout their lifetime, but also this is where you do preset management.
Yes.
And often, you can rename the presets in the box. You can even move them around to a certain extent, but using VoiceSupport is a heck of a lot easier. So let's take a look here, and we're going to just pretend that we're Nathan and that we're doing these presets for a particular show.
Right.
When you're not dealing with a product with steps in it, which I think is a separate conversation, let's just think about linear presets. Preset 1, preset 2, preset 3, and how that might relate to a song you're singing. I'm going to imagine for a sec that I've got this We Will Rock You preset as the first preset, and I know that it's the verse preset, for example, for my song. I can go into VoiceSupport, and it's a little off the screen from where you guys can see it just because of the nature of the way this is set up, but I'm going to type, we're just going to call it Song 1, Verse 1. And we're going to leave that as the name for that particular preset. Now what I can do is I can make the next preset, for example, we might call it Song 1, Chorus 1, CH1. And then now if I was going to say, I'm going to use that same number 1 preset, the verse preset, again. So thinking linearly through the song, you might go, typical pop example, right? Verse, chorus, bridge, chorus, 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 chorus.
That's if you're using multiple presets per song.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what he was getting at. Is how do I kind of avoid going back and forth and flipping all over the place? I could take this song 1, verse 1, and I could literally just drag it over to here. And when I let it go, it's going to say move, copy, or swap. I'm going to say copy. Now, linear-wise, I've got verse, chorus, verse. Well, now if I wanted the chorus again, I'm going to go in here, going to copy that in. We'll pretend this preset is our bridge.
Or tag. Okay.
Yeah. And then we go, okay, and after the bridge, we're going to go a chorus again. I'm going to move it in here. I'm going to copy it in, and maybe, maybe there's a variant of a chorus, like you could call it like the extra or something like that, getting out of the song. We'd have it here, extra.
Yep. So
imagine doing this for several different songs throughout your oops, I just named extra 01 and thought I changed the camera. Oh, I did. Okay. Imagine that is several of your songs, and you've got this order of presets that goes along through it, right? So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 presets for that first song. As you're going through the song, you've now distilled your performance down to preset up. You don't have to worry about going, okay, so
on a foot switch,
on a foot switch, or you're even just using the touch 2 here, one of those. You're coming up to the next part of the song, preset up. Coming up to the next part of the song, preset up. Coming up to the next song, preset up. And you might have a hit effect that goes on and off during those things, but you can take your show and make it completely linear. And I think what he was...
And linear, too.
What he was... I've only said that like 12 times so far. Oh, we should...
Linear.
It's now a drinking game.
Oh.
I think what I was trying to get at with it is he was talking about, okay, I have these 3 or 4 presets.
Yeah.
What if I go to the chorus preset and then I got to go back to the verse preset because I overshot it and went the wrong way?
Yeah.
It makes it a lot more complex to start thinking, I've got to go 3 taps back to get to this
Oh,
next
yeah,
verse
yeah,
or
yeah.
whatever, you know, because it happened to be 3 presets ago.
Okay, now what happens if that's
Yeah.
song 3 in your set? You go, you know, that first song isn't working great, so we're going to
Yeah.
move it.
Yeah.
Imagine
Oh,
you
the
had
whole thing,
laid it
yeah,
all out.
for sure.
So what can you do then?
Okay, so what I would do is I would shift click from one to the next, right? So you've got, you know, this
Yep.
whole group selected. And I would
Yep.
say, okay, I'm going to go down to say preset 51 here.
Yep.
Let it go, the whole group of them. I'm going to copy it for the sake of it, but boom,
That
there it
will
is.
overwrite what was there, but that's okay. If you had open
Yep.
space, you could move it to there,
well, let's
move the
practice
other ones out of the way
What
if you wanted to do something
we could do
like
is we
that.
got some empty space
Oh, there you
down
go,
here,
right there.
right?
Yeah.
So let's, again, we can take it from up here. We'll
Yep.
take this one. So click on the first one, shift click on the last one. Now you've
Yep.
got the whole
Now you got a group.
shebang.
Yep.
Start dragging down and it's going to scroll down. And then I'm going to find the
You can
place
park
where I
it
let
there
them
if
go.
you want, just for a minute.
And I go copy.
Yep.
And there I go. Now to get them into the unit, I just go apply changes and it'll shoot a little bar along the bottom and
Yep.
you'll see them kind of fill up. Like I said, you can't see the exact
Oh,
screen
these are
we're
my
using
gig
here.
presets. You're messing up my gig presets.
Okay, so now let's go back over and you saw that little thing that said
Yep.
presets accepted. If we go to the home screen here,
Yeah.
there, song
Yeah, there we
1,
go.
verse 1. And literally as we go through it, chorus 1,
Yep.
then back to verse 1, then to chorus 1 again, then to the bridge, and then back to the chorus again. And those are all
Wow.
presets 1 to 6.
Yep.
So this is a little bit of front loading your performance with a bit of legwork, you know, to get things going. But I think it's a really good way to make things kind of yourself proof. I would say idiot, but I would be insulting everybody if I called you all idiots. It's just, you got so much stuff going on when you're on stage that if you can reduce it down to one button press, you're freeing up brain power to do things like interact with the crowd and the more meaningful things. So.
Well, that's amazing. I use 6 presets for a whole night. So, so if anybody's using
Hey, but there's 500 slots in there. I mean, you got 50, 60, 70
Oh,
songs
yeah.
worth of them, even if they were all linear like that.
And
So-
if I had a whole song, if I had a whole set list,
Yes.
that was, you know, very specific stuff in
Yeah.
order, that would make it so much easier.
Absolutely. Yeah, you can just go right through it.
Wow.
So there
That's
it is.
great.
Show done for the week. We're going to continue drinking. We'll have a
Yeah.
couple more before officially beer o'clock and then
Yeah.
and then call it cap.
Because that's what we do here. We don't actually do anything work-wise.
Of course not. I realize we're all, of course, talking to them for like a minute with the product
They
camera
don't want to
shot on.
see us. They want to see the gear.
I
Gear
know,
is
right?
sexier than we are.
All right. Well, thanks for coming and hanging out with us this week.
Cheers.
Towards next week.
Woohoo.
Bye.